It's Week 11 of the 2023 season, and the spotlight's on Caleb Farley.
From the oldest capital city in the Americas, founded in 1325, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Mexico City. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the San Antonio Express and the Mexico City Golden Eagles. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late, so maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays. Anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone. But he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
Throwing to start the drive. Norton escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. To throw on second down. Norton flushed out right. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week. 24 carries, 104 yards.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, quarterback really has the advantage then because he'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield, and oftentimes the QB ends up on his backside as he did there.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Yeah, the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything, as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? But a long one, and he can't connect. Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Penny. And a good burst there right from the start as he'll get this one out near the 35. Call that a gain of 11.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Ware looking to throw. And he finds Penny. And he'll be brought down at the 27. They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A look at the numbers from Penny last week. 22 carries, 70 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now Ware. They set up the screen to Penny. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. From the gun on 3rd down, Norton. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, it's Penny. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Penny up the middle. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Holding offense. What's the deal, y'all?
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw is Ware. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And they'll send out their punter now. Desmond King back deep. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. On 1st and 10, Norton throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. On 1st down, Norton. Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A first carry now. This is Williams. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, Norton being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
But you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
We're scoreless after one. Second quarter now, San Antonio in possession, as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. Operating from the gun. Ware dumps that off to Penny as running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and it'll be fourth down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here first and 10. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5. Back to throw. Norton. Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll drop this down to Williams. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Pierce takes it straight ahead. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. Rookie to rookie on the hookup there, and it's a first down.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Looking to throw. Norton. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Looking to throw on second down. Norton. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and it's 3-0 here in the second quarter. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Fielded right around the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. On second down, here's Penny. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. To throw on third down. Where? Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. They bring their punter out there now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. On the return, it's King. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Back to throw. Norton. And this is caught by Watkins.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you say, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
On third down, Norton. Again, that's Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Looking to throw. Norton. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
A run for Pierce out of the gun. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
Holding offense.
So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
To throw on second down, Norton. This one left side caught by Collins. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. Back to throw. Norton. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. They begin with a run by Penny, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now they got to get to the line quickly. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. From the gun on third down. Where? And that will be incomplete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll bring up fourth down. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Here's King. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Throwing on first down. Norton. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw. Norton. Screen play set up for Williams. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on third down. Norton. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. This offense back to work now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. From the 41, Ware, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Steps away to his, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And on now is the punter. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. What I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
Now they'll run it again with Penny. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 65 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Penny on the counter. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's a give to Penny. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. That's going to be caught by Pickens. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. The handoff running left is Penny, and he'll work down inside the 45. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, here's a run from Haskins. And down to the 36-yard line here. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Inside handoff, Penny. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup there.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They keep it with Penny on 1st down. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Rashad Penny with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Express are an extra point away from capturing the lead. And that run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
Extra point attempt to come here. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's finished off by a Rashad Penny touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That's sacked by the DN, Denico Autry.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So it's third and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Back to throw. Norton forced out to his left. Brian Burns, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48 and a return of 8. And they will take over first and 10. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete. So they bring out their punter. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They begin the drive with Williams. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, Norton. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Norton gets the dump off to Pierce. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Jones on the return. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. He's had a good 3rd quarter. He likes whatever adjustments were made at halftime, whether those were team adjustments or just him talking to himself.
And whatever that conversation was, it was pretty good because he is running really well here in the third quarter. But I like to think it is a team adjustment. Offensive line, those big escorts of his, they figured out how to block a little bit better, and he's found those holes to run through.
He has indeed. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Penny, a first down carry. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Bought him a little extra space. To throw on third down. Where? A bullet throw, but incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Pierce now up the middle. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. On 3rd down, Norton. Open man there is Collins, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff for Pierce. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 47 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. First down, they go right back to Pierce. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Mexico City. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. So a big one coming here for Ka'imi Fairbairn. This for a 4th quarter lead. And this kick is not gonna get there. It's short and no good. And that'll keep this a 1-point game. Well, and it's his 3rd missed field goal of the game, much to the displeasure of this home crowd, some of whom are heading for the turnstiles.
And unfortunately for him, he'll be a hot topic of discussion on talk radio in the week ahead. But I think this goes beyond him. This has really not been the greatest of performances from the top to the bottom.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Throwing on 2nd down. Ware. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. The offense on 3rd down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. When the guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Dancing to his left. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Back to throw. Norton. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Back out comes San Antonio. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Throwing to start the drive. Ware. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ware. And a little floater there is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Ware. Buying time to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to get the lead up to 4. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this is going to remain a 1-point game. Had a chance to give themselves there some important wiggle room, but it went awry.
Yeah, let's do the simple math here. And you know, for me, it has to be simple. Instead of this thing kind of giving them that wiggle room you talked about, now we're talking about possibly losing a ball game because they left the door open.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Back to throw. Norton flush to his right. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
First and 10, it's Pierce. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. And Pierce gets it again on second down. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. From the gun on third down, Norton. And that's knocked away and incomplete. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for a fourth-quarter lead. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Back out comes San Antonio. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 134 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Again, it's Penny. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a second and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On second down, here's Penny. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a third and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Haskins now on first and 10. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Check down, complete to Haskins. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. They bring their punter out there now as he's on to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Pierce takes it straight ahead. 62 yards on the ground for him so far. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. And they'll go right back to Pierce. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Running it out of the gun with Pierce. He'll take it inside the 25. In on the stop that time, Terrell Basham. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. A run for Pierce out of the gun. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Off play action. Norton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 5. And time, a huge factor. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a 1st down. Back to throw. That's caught by Penning. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They'll look to throw. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On the draw, this is Penning. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a 1st down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. He'll look to throw. He finds Pickens over the middle. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on fourth down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, third down situation, big third down alert, lock in here. Fourth down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the home team here, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.